Good afternoon everyone and sir. Today I am here to presenting a presentation on the topic of exception. So let's start it. So this is our agenda of the presentation. First one is what is exception, types of exception and example of exception, and what is exception handling, types of exception handling and their examples. So in this slide I am going to explain you that what is exception. So in Java, exception is unwanted situation that is occur during the execution of program, that is runtime. So whenever you want to write first code in Java programming and others language, you have first concern is an error. So when you don't declare a variable and you want to use it, then you perform all those actions, then you will get error. So there are different kinds of exception. First one is if you trying to open a file and the file does not exist, and second one is user defined. If you ask a user for input and the user is not giving you the output, so there is an exception. And third one is divided by 0. If you try to divide a number by 0, so there is occur an exception. So in this slide I am going to explain hierarchy of exception. So first one is their types. There are two types of exception. First one is user defined exception and the second one is built-in exception. So I am going to explain you that what is user defined exception. So sometimes you want to create your own exception and this is must required for your program. So in this case you will called as this is user defined exception, and you will also known as customization exception. And second one is built-in function. So this is also categorized into two categories. First one is checked exception and second one is unchecked exception. So what is checked exception? Checked exception is when you run a program and compiler checked your exception and it does not give you proper execution to what you are done, it only show you the warning. And it is normally occur during the execution of program, and so you can see that their types class not found exception, interrupted exception and many more. And the second one is unchecked exception. So unchecked exception is not checked by compiler, it directly given by JVM and JVM is handle it. And it is normally not occur in our program execution. There are also many types of exception, arithmetic exception, null pointer exception and many more. So in this slide I am going to explain you what is the code. So first of all, this line Java, in this line import java.io package. This will contain classes for input and output operation, and then this is the main class which contain main method of the class, that is public static void main. And I have created file reader object name file to read the content of the file, and then I have written buffer reader object name file input, which is used to read text from the file. And then I have written for loop to iterate 3 times and 3 times reading line from the file reader, and then I am going to print it using console system.out.println, and then I have closed file input buffer reader, and then by using closed method, and then I am closed class method and main class. And next slide, this is the unchecked exception. Usually this is the main class that contains main method of the class, and I have declared integer that take name as x and y, and initialize it 0 and 10, and then I perform those operations. It is mathematically incorrect, that's why it's using arithmetic operation. Thank you.